Friends, we can all see that many white bloggers have millions of followers. Please support me too, because my followers are still few. Black bloggers also deserve to be famous. My friends, let's unite and lift each other up. Please press subscribe button and like. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the endless stretch of Route 66. The highway was alive with the sounds of roaring engines and the scent of adventure. Among the throng of vehicles, one stood out, a sleek black Harley-Davidson, gliding effortlessly along the asphalt. The rider was none other than Jack Steele, a legendary figure known for his martial arts prowess and action-packed films. For Jack, riding was more than just a pastime. It was a symbol of freedom, a chance to escape the chaos of fame and embrace the open road. But freedom often attracts envy, and on this day, envy wore a badge. Officer Mark Thompson, a patrolman notorious for his arrogance, had been watching Jack from a distance. He gripped the steering wheel of his cruiser tightly, a smirk plastered across his face. "Look at this washed-up star," he muttered to himself. "Thinks he owns the road just because he's famous." As Jack cruised along, he felt the familiar sensation of being watched. He glanced in his mirrors and spotted a patrol car tailing him closely. Unfazed, he maintained his speed, adhering to the law. But Officer Thompson had other plans. He flicked on the cruiser's lights, the red and blue flashing ominously against the backdrop of the setting sun. Jack pulled over smoothly, the Harley rumbling to a stop. He removed his helmet, revealing a calm demeanor and piercing blue eyes that seemed to hold the weight of the world. Officer Thompson swaggered over, his baton swinging casually at his side. Well, if it isn't Jack Steele," he drawled, his voice dripping with condescension. "Never thought I'd pull over a celebrity." "Was I speeding?" Jack replied, his tone steady and unbothered. "Doesn't matter," Thompson sneered. "You're taking up space, acting like you own the road. Guys like you think your name makes you untouchable." Jack raised an eyebrow, his expression unchanging. "I'm just riding my bike." "Exactly," Thompson snapped, circling the Harley. "Nice ride. Expensive. Bet you think it makes you look tough." "It's just a bike," Jack replied, his voice calm. Thompson stepped closer, his smirk widening. "You know, I don't like when people think they're above me. You might be some action star, but out here," he jabbed a finger into Jack's chest, "I'm the law." Jack's jaw tightened, but he remained composed. "Then act like it." The word hung in the air, and for a moment, Thompson's bravado faltered. Anger flashed in his eyes as he leaned in closer, his voice low and threatening. "You think you're funny, Steele? Let's see how funny you are when you're on the ground." Before Jack could respond, Thompson shoved him hard in the chest. Jack stumbled back, his boots skidding against the loose gravel. The Harley tipped over, crashing onto its side with metallic clang. Gasps echoed from the cars slowed on the highway, drivers rolling down windows, stunned at the sight. Thompson raised his baton, a triumphant smirk on his face. "Not so tough now, are you?" Jack rose slowly from the dust, his broad shoulders steady, his breathing calm despite the shove. He locked eyes with Thompson, a look of determination etched on his face. "Big mistake," he said softly. Thompson scoffed. "What are you going to do? Hit a cop? You'll spend the rest of your life in prison." He swung the baton lazily, taunting. "Do it. I dare you." The crowd of onlookers grew. Phones pointed toward the scene, capturing every moment. Jack stepped closer, brushing the dust from his jacket. "You pushed me. You disrespected me. Now you deal with the consequences." Thompson lunged forward, swinging the baton toward Jack's head. But Jack was ready. He caught the baton mid-swing, twisting it from Thompson's grip in a single motion. Before the officer could react, Jack's foot shot forward, connecting with Thompson's stomach. The officer stumbled back, gasping for air. The crowd erupted in cheers, but Jack wasn't finished. He stepped forward, fists curled, his voice low and final. "You want to see what tough looks like? Now you'll find out." The highway had become a stage, and the tension was palpable. Thompson, humiliated and furious, drew his taser. "On your knees now," he barked, pointing the weapon at Jack's chest. Jack's eyes narrowed. "Don't." Thompson sneered. "You think I won't fire?" Before he could pull the trigger, Jack moved like lightning, grabbing Thompson's wrist and twisting it sharply. The taser clattered to the ground as the crowd gasped, then erupted in cheers. "That was your last chance," Jack warned. Thompson, consumed by rage, lunged forward, fist swinging. But Jack sidestepped, caught Thompson's arm, and drove his elbow into the officer's ribs. The sound of cracking echoed over the highway as Thompson collapsed to his knees, groaning. But before Jack could finish, the sound of sirens pierced the air. Two more cruisers screeched on his shoulder, dust spraying as doors flew open. More officers poured out batons and tasers in hand. "Step back, Steele," one shouted. "Hands in the air." The crowd booed, their support loud and furious. Jack lifted his chin, calm as ever. "You came for a fight," he said, his voice cutting through the chaos. "Now you got one." The first officer charged, baton raised high. Jack blocked with his forearm, twisting the man's wrist until the baton dropped. A sharp kick sent the officer tumbling across the gravel. Two more rushed at him, but Jack ducked beneath one swing, spun, and drove his fist into the other's chest. The crowd roared in disbelief, some chanting Jack's name. Thompson staggered back to his feet, wheezing, his face twisted with rage. "All of you, take him down." The last officer lunged with a taser, but Jack sidestepped and disarmed him in a blink. One by one, the officers fell, groaning and clutching bruises, their arrogance shattered. Jack stood tall in the center of the road, his chest steady, eyes blazing. "This is your lesson," he thundered. "Badges don't give you the right to harass, to abuse, to humiliate. You use your power to attack the wrong man, and tonight you learn what that costs." As the remaining officers scrambled back into their cruisers, dragging Thompson with them, Jack turned back to his Harley. He lifted the helmet, swung one leg over, and started the engine. The roar drowned out the chaos, and as he rolled back on the highway, the crowd erupted in cheers, chanting his name. But just as Jack was about to ride off into the sunset, a chilling realization struck him. The sound of sirens was still echoing in the distance, and he knew this wasn't over. Thompson would not let this humiliation stand. Jack glanced back at the retreating cruisers, determination hardening in his chest. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of more sirens filled the air. Jack's heart raced as he turned to see a convoy of police cars speeding toward him, lights flashing and engines roaring. They were coming for him, and he knew they were not just going to let this go. "Looks like they're back for round two," Jack muttered under his breath, adrenaline surging through his veins. He tightened his grip on the handlebars, ready for whatever was about to unfold. As the first cruiser skidded to a halt, officers poured out, their faces set with grim determination. "Get on the ground, Steele!" one shouted. Brandishing a baton, Jack's mind raced. He could feel the tension in the air, the anticipation of the crowd behind him. This was no longer just about him. It was about standing up against the abuse of power. "Not today," he said, his voice steady. He revved the engine of his Harley, the roar echoing like a battle cry. The officers advanced, but Jack was ready. He launched himself forward, the bike roaring to life beneath him. The crowd erupted in cheers as he sped toward a line of officers, determination etched on his face. "Let's see what you've got," he shouted, the thrill of the moment electrifying as he approached the first officer. Jack swerved to the side, narrowly avoiding a baton swing aimed at him. He could feel the rush of wind against his face, the adrenaline pumping through his veins. This was the moment he had been waiting for, the moment to show that he wouldn't back down. But just as he was about to make his move, a flash of movement caught his eye. Officer Thompson, bruised and furious, had rejoined the fray, a taser in hand. "Get him!" Thompson shouted. His voice filled with rage. Jack's heart raced as he realized the stakes had just escalated. He had to act fast. With a swift maneuver, he turned the bike sharply, heading straight for Thompson. The crowd gasped, phones raised, capturing the unfolding drama. "Time to end this!" Jack yelled, determination fueling his every move as he closed the distance. He could see the fear in Thompson's eyes. This was it, the moment where he would reclaim his freedom and show the world that no one, not even a badge, could take that away from him. Do you want to know the fate of the heroes? Please post part 2. Subscribe to the channel and continue watching. Your opinion and support are important to me. leave it in the comments. Thank you.